Welcome back to the hard modded KSP series, in which Kerbals can starve, freeze, get stranded, and when they die, they are gone for good. There are no quick saves and no reverting flights, so every mistake is permanent. In the last episode, we managed to get to orbit, but after that, we may need a restart. In the beginning, my goal was to go to the moon so that I could get a lot of science, and with that science, I could research more parts to go even farther. I ended up making this very simple rocket that would allow me to do science experiments quickly, but only while on Kerbin. But then I did a little science. Emphasis on a little. Then I signed some contracts and made some revisions to the rocket and got that dough. I then adjusted one of my older rockets to have the Thud engine on it so that I could test them for a contract. Protein tubes.
Protein tubes.
Which went well. I then made a bigger rocket with the intention of orbiting the moon. But completely missed. So I just did some science and went back. But once I tried again, I actually got an encounter. The experiments I did got us some good science, but something that I did not notice then that I noticed now while editing is that I was getting less science than what I should have been getting since I wasn't placing the experiments on the capsule so that they were never recovered. I then upgraded heavy rocketry and spent an embarrassing amount of time creating and optimizing a new rocket. I launched for a second try and missed again. But that was okay, I just let Bill loop around a few more times and then I got an encounter. Everything seemed to go well while landing except for one small issue. I did not have any SAS since Bill was piloting, so controlling the lander was exceptionally difficult. I then attempted to escape the scenario, which only made things worse. I did some science but realized I had forgotten an antenna. Bill was now completely stranded. I couldn't even get any upgrades at the research and development building because I was completely broke. Bruh. So after making absolutely zero changes to the rocket, I sent out Bob on a very simple mission. Go to the Mun, get science and come back. Which is when disaster struck again. I couldn't see where Kerbin's sphere of influence ended, so I accidentally stranded Bob outside of Kerbin in orbit of the sun. I then used half of my funds to hire a scientist since there were no pilots left, and then sent Tybus Kerman out on a trip to the moon. And yeah. Surely nothing would go wrong. Alright, there we go. I think that's... Nah, I'm just kidding. Wait, that can't be right. I shouldn't be out of footage yet. 4 minutes? Nah, I can do better. At this point, it had been about a month since I last played, so I was a little rusty. Which really showed when I tried to go to Minmus and accidentally went to the Mun instead. So after making a few adjustments, I just decided to pack it up and go home. I then accepted a Minmus contract that would prove to be very lucrative. This might be possible. For this mission, I would start making a nice big rocket. There we go. And for the first time, I would use a probe instead of a capsule for safety reasons. However, when I was attempting to orbit, I encountered a problem. The probe was out of range of the KSC, meaning that we completely lost control of it and spun out of control. This is not ideal. This is actually very bad. I just did some science for now. It seemed that currently we had no Wi-Fi, which brings us to everyone's favorite Wi-Fi carrier, Verizon. This well-known Milkypizza studios is not sponsored in any way with Verizon into its affiliates, particularly no Wi-Fi, nothing sort of commercialism, and if you're watching this, I'm assuming kids, please do not. Basically, the plan was to put a ton of relay satellites in orbit so that I could still control the probe. Speaking of which, I got started on the probe and gave it some extra battery since I haven't unlocked solar panels. And then I attached some antenna in a way that definitely isn't inspired. I finished the rest of the rocket and for some reason settled on this for getting to orbit. I don't know how this is gonna work out, I'm gonna be honest. Bruh. All I know is that the bar is pretty low around here. I didn't even expect the rocket to get off of the ground just now. And no, the rocket did not make it. I then strapped some side boosters on and went out for another try. Which is when the probe lost connection again. And then my game crashed. I tried again, failed, and then I tried a second time, and I finally got it. I adjusted the orbit a little, then went back to a satellite that I failed to get into a good orbit earlier, and fully deployed it. Ceiling, it's a beautiful day, nothing's gonna go wrong. Look at this. Things are looking up. There we go. Then it was round 2 with a nice big rocket. Which is good. Need more optimized games anyway. I launched and deployed yet another relay satellite. This, I think. But then it was at this moment that I realized since I'm not landing on Minmus, I can just send a Kerbal to Minmus and not worry about connectivity issues with the KSE, especially since if I can upgrade the tracking station, the range of the antenna would increase dramatically. However, the first time I missed a little.
That's quite big. Impressive.
Then I did some science and I came back. We hit it.
Here comes the money.
Went out for a second try. And I got it perfectly good. Did the science I needed to do, and I finished the contract. See if that works. Hey, that did work. Which is where I noticed that this game, when modded, is quite pretty. This. Yes.
You're fired!